There's no way I'm gonna get any views from this. I don't know how people get views besides social media platforms. Can you answer yourself? Like, if you're asking something, you're only my words will just precede my thinking. If you're asking something, let's go into unconsciousness for a sec. It means that question is there because you know there's an answer, or you know the answer. The question wouldn't be there if there, you know what I mean? They wouldn't create a hammer to create a nail. They wouldn't know to create a hammer if there wasn't a nail in the first place. And so the source of that, the ultimate base, is the wood which they're nailing it into. And how did that get created? That was pretty much already there. That was a tree. And then thought came in and turned that tree into wood. And that thought needed other things to build the houses. So, all trippy, huh? So I guess I'll share this on social media platforms. But I was thinking about the whole innuendo of, I don't know what innuendo means, but the whole infinity loop of like self-awareness. I'm just chewing on a piece of meat. It's kind of like a piece of gum. I guess it's just fat. Venison. Grass-fed venison. So repeating ideas here. Advaita, and how that relates to self-awareness, and how both mean not one, at the same time meaning not two. Because if it means not two things, it's also saying or implying that it's not one thing. It is not a thing. So anything that you can call it or say it, it's not that, but it's simultaneously that. So concepts deceive, concepts are illusion, but at the same time they take place in reality. It's pretty trippy. So which one is your predominant experience? Either you're in the illusion or you're in the source of illusion, of the illusion. I had this experience. It's just an experience. I don't know why it came on so strongly. I'm not sure how to describe it, but again, I do know. Someone's described it as like sometimes when you, through effort, you finally relax enough to where you get propelled into altered state of consciousness. Awareness was there prior, awareness was there during, awareness is there after, whatever. But the experience was like being really, really sunken in. So my predominant experience became like being this mind bending before the mind, invisible, ghostly, unpalpable, ungraspable source. I was trying to describe it to my parents, and I was just like, they're calling me crazy, like gibberish, and I'm like, no, it's before that. You're creating from that. So yeah, which experience is most predominant? That towards that direction, which I guess neutrality is one step above that, because neutrality sort of merges. Well, I take that back. When I experience neutrality, it's when like everything absorbs and is as it is, and when you speak, it's another level of creation that's either blissful or a little bit painful. But if you can keep neutrality, maybe primarily neutrality can be reached through silence initially. I have experienced true neutrality while speaking. experience-wise. But neutrality feels like everything sort of flows into its everything everywhere, like one being. It was a very lucid experience. It feels one was blissful and just sunken in. But then that pre-existing source, I don't know if your mind constantly switches between those three things or four things. It's really three things. But I think pre-existing source is obviously the into neutrality, which is conscious awareness, whatever, into conscious creation, speaking. Oh shit. Got something on the stove. Probably perfect. Yeah, just bubbling a little bit.
One time on Twitter, I heard Ariana was pregnant, so I got pregnant so we could be pregnant at the same time. Turns out it was just a rumor.
Ariana Grande told me my hair looks sexy pushed back. She's not wrong.
Ariana broke off an engagement, so I found a guy to propose to me, and I broke off an engagement.
I heard she's a lesbian now and dating some chick called Aubrey. It's fucking sick. I heard if you record her snoring and play it backwards, it sounds like
Can't do that. Cannot. So if you have an idea of self, it's funny how consciousness can have an idea of itself. How can consciousness have an idea of itself? For the fun of it. I don't know. It's not all that fun, but it is fun coming out of it. It is fun propagating it. Because it's like the ultimate joke. But tears of happiness, tears of joy, tears of bliss come through this. Sort of. I don't know. So when you put your attention out and you get the sense of sensing something, like my dog staring at me, there's a sort of captive. And so I think that's life's game, is if you're captive, your job is to be free. And that's how life kind of works, is I think through pressure systems. Because honestly, it feels like pressure systems, where something over there apparently wants. Something over there wants something. Therefore, I feel pressure to do it. So I'm obviously cooking food, and my dog's obviously malnourished, because I don't get to feed him. Somebody else does. So this is what happens. Oh, it's a little hot. Hold on. Oh, you should see her eyes right now. Holes. Gaping. She's just like, put it down, put it down. Ready? She's like, down, down. Are you gonna give it to me? Alright, hold on. I'm not gonna give you. There you go. Oh, you leave it. You leave it. I see the difference in my dogs when you feed them like grass-fed meat instead of like tortured meat. When they eat torture meat, they get stupid. They get energetically dumb. It hurts my heart. Then when you feed them something, they get characteristics when they get fed better food. Like, it's unreal. It's like they're shining new colors. But now they're just in starvation mode. Begging. Peasantry. It sucks. But I have been told not to feed them, but anyway. No self. No self. See, when I feel pressure system, I feel like I need to explore it. And so that's what I'm doing here and now, is I'm exploring it with words and with everything, my entire experience. But right now it's taking place around the concept of theory or term enlightenment, self-realization, self-abidance, and non-dual teaching. Let's say non-duality. The trippiest thing about non-duality is it means not two, which is also implying it's not one. And so when you take this to no self, it's almost going the other direction, where there's no self, there's no one, which is also obviously implying it's not two, but it's a little bit less confusing than no self by saying not two. Because when it's not two, at least you're left with what's there, or here, what's here. And so what is here? One, it's definitely not like a position, like a geographical position, but by here, meaning everything that penetrates awareness. And even the concept, if you come up with the concept of outside, being outside awareness, outside of awareness, it's just a concept. It's not a thing that existed before you created the concept. And that's the trickiest thing about concepts, is it creates these like open-ended, unanswered questions. And it's not that they're unanswered, it's just unanswered to the mind, because obviously the thing that was before the question is there during the question as well as after the question. So let's see, if we take that into triality terms, triality term, analogy, just words are funny. Before, during, and after. What is there? Nothing, because there is no before, and there is no after. And what is the during? What is it? And so at this point, this is where I would stop and just kind of get stuck, right? I'd get stuck in this during thing. So what's the best thing to do upon getting stuck in a contemplation of what is there? What is there? Well, for starters, there is nothing there. Meaning the words are one gibberish. Like how do we even communicate? How is it a thing? What is it? What's actually going on when there's two things, two human beings talking to each other, hearing what these words are? I'm gonna stop holding my phone. How do we communicate when there is no we, and there really is no communicating? which entails the experience that everybody's in their separate illusion, but there is no separate illusion. So I guess this is the neti process, where it's like, it's definitely not that, and it's definitely not this, and it's definitely not what's coming out of my mind now, or mouth. So that's why it's all preceding and all transcendent, is because it's simply when the mind rests and relaxes enough, it sort of falls back into this, like, not trying to define spaces. But first you fall back temporarily or initially into the sensations of the body. So currently right now, she's in an action pose. Currently right now, I have tension in my skull, my head, my sinuses. This tension has been preventing me from experiencing anything good, and so knowledge has led me, human knowledge, into the study of the body. But at the same time, it transcends it, because the same knowledge contains the knowledge of electromagnetic frequencies, and fields, and Wi-Fi, and signals, and even lights, like lights burn. And so it comes down to, how does one live in such a way that their system can release enough to find peace? So it's peace. And if that's the literal, there's an intelligence in there, where the intelligence is going to sync up with joy, and joy is going to sync up with health, and health is going to sync up with itself. So when you're doing something you love, you are naturally going to be put into a better environment, because if you're not in a better environment and feeling better, you're not going to be loving what you're doing. So if a person says they love working with kids, but it stresses them out, is that it's like they're living by somebody else's standards. And that goes for like every case. You can tell when people are not fully genuine about what they're saying, because they're living by someone else's standards. Let's see, I guess I'll share what I have for dinner prerequisitely. A little probiotic bomb. I'll probably have like a teaspoon and a half of raw wheatgrass juice powder. So it's juice wheatgrass, spray dehydrated into powder. So it's like super concentrate. And then about a teaspoon of spirulina. It's been soaking in this raw milk kefir for, 30 minutes or so. The raw milk kefir is obviously raw milk, grass-fed, so full of minerals, and I have kefir grains fermented. Let those two hydrate, specifically the spirulina, because when you put spirulina in water, it'll release its like phycocyanin and other things into the water and literally turn it like violet, blue, and green, depending on how much you put into it. Then at the bottom is left the solids of the spirulina, and I drank that a little bit ago. I've probably drank in like at least 3 liters of water today. And my favorite thing, can I curse? Yeah. My favorite fucking thing is to drink like 2 liters of water during the night. Especially like after peeing, drink more. Holy shit. When I wake up to go pee, like the first time when I'm doing that, it's like psychedelic. Like it feels like there's something from the outside just like I don't know if these are the neurons firing. It creates beautiful patterns and it's dark in the room, but holy shit. I'm trying to go pee, and I'm just more like just trying to keep it in the bowl, but more focused on letting those patterns come out. And one night I just experienced something I've never experienced before, and just the quality of alien-like transformations or progressions or evolutions of light and characteristic qualities that was coming through was insane. I was tripped out. anyways, drinking a lot of water works for me during the night. I don't do it often enough, but I'm gonna definitely do it tonight. I'm obviously trying to prove if that's what actually causes the hallucinations or whatever. Either way, for me, it's ideal too. I'm kind of going astray, but whatever. I'll get back to something sooner or later. Man, the fire's on. To not have any food in my system as little as possible during the day. So if I can eject everything and be as empty as possible during the day, heck man. You absorb more fluids that way, and you absorb whatever you put into your body easier, be it super clean coffee, yerba mate, brain octane oil, which is cool if you're in a state of ketosis, ketogenic state, even wheatgrass juice powder, sometimes I don't like that so much, but more for before dinner type thing. And then ferments too, like I have an active mango ferment, active apple ferment I just made. And, see, mango ferment's pretty good. I put sugar in it probably every 2 days, an ounce or two. Distilled water, minerals like trace minerals like Himalayan salt, minerals as in like fermented coconut minerals. Anyways, I'm gonna get to eating dinner. So flushing in the morning, it's an interesting combination of topics here between health and consciousness, between what can you do in your body that makes sense. And it's interesting because I've been listening to Robert Cassar for some time, and now I'm starting to see why he says what he says, which is if you're clogged, if your system is clogged, dehydrated, man, you're not going to know what's good for you until you feel good, but you may not be able to do anything that feels good or even want to stick to that thing. But that doesn't eliminate the fact that it's possible where you drink twice as much water one day if you're super unhealthy and sick and overweight or whatever, and you feel better. You say, okay, that's a smart thing to do that. Okay, but there's other things, smaller things, like washa, cleaning your lymph system, getting rid of toxins and poisons in your environment from absorbing into your body, and basically interrupting neuropathways and glandular activities, testosterone production, human growth hormone, insulin, stress hormones. Can't think of that. Cortisol. Proper cortisol production, proper melatonin production, proper vitamin D synthesis, proper tissue, proper mitochondrial repair, proper autophagy synthesis, it's autophagy. It's the recycling of old cells into new ones, so you're eating yourself, consuming. So all of these secrets, gotta learn the protocols, the methods, and the practices, what to do, how to do it, and what to use in order to do what you can to heal your system, to heal the system, to heal the environment. Because when your environment, this environment, becomes healed, it's reciprocal, man. It touches the outside world. So cleaning your skin, cleaning your food, cleaning your environment.